get some good old water. I'm so thirsty. Excited to drink this.
Welcome to Channel 2 News. I'm Megan Fox, and today's top story, Pennsylvania water contaminated. The cause? Hydraulic fracturing. Hydraulic fracturing, or fracking, is a process used by natural gas companies that involves blasting water into deep wells to break up rock and release trapped gas. However, it now seems that this process is beginning to contaminate nearby groundwater. Not only are these companies omitted from following the Safe Drinking Water Act, but now they are getting this water for an extremely low price. But there is a beacon of hope. Now college students are proposing legislation that would charge natural gas companies more money for the water they use in the fracking process. Here's what they had to say. In 2007, the average price for a cubic meter of municipal water in the U.S. was 66 cents. This was just a quarter of a cent per gallon. Assuming that the prices have risen since 2007, we can round up the price to a half a cent or even a whole cent. It doesn't play that much of a role.
If we then assume that an average natural gas rig uses up to 4.5 million gallons per its lifetime, one rig would generate somewhere in the range of $22,500 to $45,000 per its lifetime. In Pennsylvania, 2,300 permits have been issued in the first 9 months of 2010. Nearly half of those wells have been drilled.
If all of these permits eventually actualize into drilling rigs, that would net the state a potential profit of between $52 million and $104 million. This money would be split up by the same scheme as proposed in legislation for a tax on natural gas.
If this system is approved, the natural gas companies would be required to monitor the amount of water that they use, which is something that they currently do not practice.
Hello, my name is Matt Turner and I work for the Department of Environmental Protection. I have 20 years of experience with environmental cleanups, and I am an expert in environmental matters as it relates to contamination.
Does the fracking process contaminate groundwater that could be used for the public?
Yes, the fracking process can indeed hurt the groundwater in the vicinity of the fracking operations. For example, the fracking process used to entail the use of diesel fuel. When you inject diesel fuel into the groundwater system, it can degrade, and its degradation products cause contamination. It can migrate great distances, contaminate private homeowners' wells and public wells.
Is the amount of water being used for these wells too excessive? And does it endanger the surrounding public water supply?
The fracking process uses millions of gallons of water, and in some areas where water isn't plentiful, it can deplete the water in the areas where people might have relatively shallow groundwater wells, and and endanger the water supply system in the vicinity of the fracking process.
Would raising the cost for these companies be a reasonable solution to lower their water use or make them more conscious about how much they're using?
Yes, raising the cost of water would definitely curtail the amount of water that is being used for the fracking process. Very similar to raising the prices of gasoline. When you raise the price of gas, people look for alternative sources of energy and they use less gas. So it is very much an incentive that should be considered, in trying to reduce the amount of water that is used in the fracking process.
This is a glass of water from a local Pennsylvania well. Would you drink this water?
No, I would not drink that water. I don't think I would let my dog drink that water.
Thank you. Now we go to Dan, who's live on the scene with CEO of Natty Gas Company, Charles Brunswick, at a local farmer's land.
I'm here inside Farmer John Smith's residence in Pennsylvania. All right, this is Dan here with Charles Brunswick from Natty Gas. Now, Charles, does the fracking process contaminate public water?
Absolutely not. There have been no studies which have proven that. Unless you have some information that I don't, I would go on record and say, no, they don't contaminate the public water supply.
All right, is the amount of water you use for the processes too excessive? And will this endanger surrounding public water?
Excessive? That depends on the definition of excessive. Can you provide some numbers? Have you come prepared to this interview? Okay, sure.
Well, studies have shown that over 5 million gallons of water are used per well.
Oh, that is a big number.
All right, would raising water costs raise the awareness and provide a reasonable solution to lower the usage?
I don't think so. I don't think that should be done, because then you might drive the business out of your state, your impoverished state.
I have a question for you, Mr. CEO. This is my water. Did you drink this water?
This came from your tap.
Yes, sir.
In that case, of course I would drink.
Oh, okay.
No.
Bottoms up. Yes, sir.
Are you sure this came from
Oh,
your
you
tap?
bet you just saw me pour it.
In that case, I shouldn't have a
Oh,
problem
of
drinking
course.
it.
Go for it. Tastes good, don't it?